Got a Bestech knife. Simply the best. Yeah, every time I read that on a Bestech knife, I think about Tina Turner. Yeah. It just pops into my head. Kind of an iconic song for her, I guess. Right? All right. Man, let's see what we got going in here. This is a Bestech, what does that say? Mantidae. Mantidae. 14C, 28N, satin stonewash. Yep. Got a little paperwork in there. Plastic. Oh, interesting. Is that G10? Looks like polished G10. Wow. Or is that? Is that carbon fiber? Or G10? I'm going to have to check. So I said carbon fiber, but I meant micarta. Yeah, and that's what it is. It is polished, smooth, like glass micarta. Man, look at that. Let's get that blade out of there. Wow. Look at this thing. Oh. Mm-hmm. That polished micarta. I mean, interesting. I did not know that it was polished. Wow. What we got here for badging? Got Bestech up there, stonewash, satin finish on the actual grind on the and the swedge on the top. Lucas, I'm guessing that's the designer. And then 14C 28N steel. Lots of tension there. I mean, let's get in it. Let's take it apart. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen micarta polished like this. I feel like I'm pulling out the wrong side here. Either that or it's got a fair amount of Loctite, which that must be the case. And then it looks like it's T6s the rest of the way. I'm gonna need help spinning. Must be a little spacer that they're both screwed into there. The wrong side cut loose for me. Is that T8 on that pocket clip? Yep. Should come apart. Yep. I'm going to transfer that barrel to the other side. And it's hidden in the backspacer, so I'm just going to grab onto it. If it gets a scratch or something in it, it's not, you're never going to see it. Because it recesses into the backspacer. All right. a little bit of oil in there. And then the bearings look really dry. If I can rotate this side, I'm not going to take that apart. There we go. I'll just rotate it and wipe it down, and I don't have to pull that other screw. Well, let's do it. Do it to it. Nice little Hawkbill 14C blade. I think when I was looking at this, I was hopeful that I could get a really good Pakal grip on this, but I think it's just a little too small to be pulling it off. The palm of my hand is right up on the edge of that blade. And, you know, of course, with a Pakal grip like that, I mean, it's a business grip. And so if I'm putting my hand at risk, that's a no-no. You know, that's got to be a grip that's solid and in all ways. You know, it's not something that I kind of want to be there. And then I was wondering if this micarta, because there's black and then there's green, but this is definitely the green version. Yeah, it's showing itself here. The liners are wonderful, just polished up, and I mean, once I clean them, looking inside this knife, it's gonna be wonderful. I think I'm gonna take just the tiniest bit off of this lock bar, like that. Seemed just slightly stiff, so hopefully I didn't go too far there. I barely touched it, so I think I'm all right. All right. Nice cage, but little bearings. They're little, itty bitty. And I would say it's considered a smaller knife. I will say that looking at the images, you know, in hindsight, I thought the knife was a little bigger than it is. There it is. Which, you know, images can be deceiving, right? It happens to me all the time. Bigger and smaller. Stop pin's pretty tiny on this. It's a smaller unit. This shows to be captured, this spacer. I think I'm going to put a screw in it, try to hold it down. And this one. There we go. Let's get these little remnant fingerprints off that I just put on it. Yeah, that's a good looking scale. Liner in there. Purty. I mean, it is, in the end, I think it's going to be kind of a little showy executive type piece. It's kind of aggressive looking with the hawkbill, but I think that's where its genre is going to be. Just feeling it and holding it. That polished micarta, you know, I think that brings all of it kind of into that space. Which, you know, you got to execute, they don't all got to be, you know, fall into the same classification. You can have one that's out there. I mean, listen, nowadays executives have tattoos and, you know, ride motorcycles and, I mean, all kinds of stuff. So, you know, I think the rule book's changing. And so, now don't let me get you to carry some off the hook knife to work and, you know, and then somebody freak out and you're talking to HR and going, well, discerning man said it was acceptable. Like you would, right? Such an idiot. But yeah, don't have them call me. Or I mean, have them call me. I'll talk to them. It's like, what's your problem? Where are you at? No, I mean physically. What's your address? I'll come over there and talk to you personally. Stupid. There we go. I thought it felt a little offline. I think it still is. Something is not lined up. Stop pin, maybe? I think I'm going to come off and I'm going to take a look at how I'm lined up. I mean, looks correct. Just gotta get that screw tight enough, I think. Yeah, the last couple of turns on that pivot screw are tight. Yeah, still not there. Still not there. I better come out of there. It's just Loctite. I mean, because now it's running much better. So it's just got some Loctite up in there, and it's causing me to come up short. There it is. Okay. Let's get this body screw in, this scale screw. Give us correct alignment on all this. Then we'll get down on that pocket clip. Yeah, I think I need an assist. There we go. That tip dug into the table. Ooh. Very nice. Oh, that little bit that I changed that detent, and man, is that thing, oh, sweet. I mean, I was thinking purge, but I got to tell you, now with that action, maybe not. I'm serious as a heart attack. That action, it just changing my mind. And it didn't even have the pocket clip on it, which is a big part of the ergonomics on this knife. A lot of little knives like this. The pocket clip plays such a big role in gripping the knife properly. Excellent tension. Yeah, but see my fingers get up on that pocket clip. Oh my goodness. Wow, is that nice. Definitely a reverse grip. Karambit. Yeah. I mean, what a cool little executive pocket knife. I mean, it's a good looker too. The blade is aggressive, but I mean, not so much. But I'm a knife guy, so not so much to me. I mean, show it to the receptionist, and you know, she may go, "Oh, he's got a weapon." You know what I mean? It's like, what? No, it's just a pocket knife. I mean, yeah, the action on this thing's stupid now. It's definitely, B plus, A minus. It's really, really good. Oh, it's so good. Yeah. Ergonomics. Yeah, so this is comfortable in hand. This jimping, combat jimping. Combat. I mean, you put your thumb in there with pressure into it. Not even as hard as you can press, but you put pressure into that. The only way you're coming out of that jimping is to lift up. I mean, you're not sliding past that. That is, I mean, legit combat jimping. Now, there's not much of a finger guard, so if we're talking not so confident, confident, very confident, the ability to poke. Well, it's not really a pokey knife. So, do you have the ability to tear, to rip and tear with this? Well, that's a whole nother monster than trying to go forward. But if we're going to say going forward, this is going to come up short of a confident grip. But if we're talking the ability to dig this in and to tear, yeah, confident, confident, confident. Also, access the lock bar, it's a little lowered and then it's scalloped. So easy access, wonderful part of that action process. But yeah, the action on this now, is sweet. It's got me running the action again. Um, Golly, that reverse grip. So now that jimping is up in my palm here. So ripping this way with my thumb capped, I mean, the ability to rip with this and lock this in my hand. I mean, wow, am I locked in here? Yeah, wonderful little ripper grip right here, and it would be pokey. Ooh, that Pakal grip, as much as I would love because of that shape of that blade to say that I got this, my palm is right up on this corner of this blade. Now, could I dull that right here? Could I take my little round file and dull, you know, a quarter of an inch of this back? And I don't got to lay it off. Like if I took my little, it's not my first rodeo, but if I took this and just dulled just the tiniest little bit of that so that it wouldn't cut my hand, I could pull this off. This would work because the rest of it's comfortable. The rest of it's locked in. My thumb is right on that tip in the back. It's just having this contact with my palm right here. I'm not liking it, but I can fix that. I'm not going to fix it because this knife may go in the purge, so I don't want to be messing with somebody's potential wonderful little pocket knife. Let's check that pocket clip. Yeah, this thing's. So in the thick stuff, it's catching that screw. That screw is not recessed. It's got its head poking up there, and the gap. If you look at the gap between the top of that screw and the spring, it's not much. Yeah, so on the thick stuff, it runs really well, but it's going to catch that screw. It won't get past it. But I mean, it's really locked in on standard jean size material. It's got the gopher poking his head out of the hole there, but nice tension. Yeah, easy one hand in, one hand out. Pretty good. Blade contact. Nope. And the tip is recessed. So the tip's good. The clip is okay. And then I'm confident as long as this knife is closed that it's safe for me to handle in any way. I'm not going to catch a sharp edge and cut myself. Yeah. Ooh, so nice. How sharp is that blade? I mean, they did a good job. How sharp's that tip? Oh, yeah. Yeah, wonderful. I mean, from the factory, it's definitely acceptable. Price and availability. Okay, I'm seeing these on White Mountain Knives for 60 bucks. 14C polished micarta. There's several different models: black, green. There's like a brown G10. There's a black G. So you can get it in G10 as well, which I'm sure is a grippier surface. There's also a natural jade G10. So several different models. They're all the same price. 60 bucks. So with the code DM10, if you put that in the coupon section in your cart, it'll get it down to $54. And that's free shipping, no tax. So $54 to your door. Appreciate y'all watching. Check it out.